It was October 1992. On a rural location outside Austin, Texas, Clint Eastwood was directing A Perfect World, a drama starring Kevin Costner as an escaped convict who kidnaps a young boy. 150 crew members stood idle in the Texas heat, equipment unused, cameras not rolling, because a supporting actor was in his trailer, preparing. This was day 3 of the same problem. Day 3 of a 6-hour delay. Day 3 of an entire production waiting while one person burned incense and meditated because his method required deep internal work. Clint Eastwood walked across the dusty set toward that trailer, and everyone who'd been waiting knew something was about to change. What happened in the next 5 minutes ended one actor's career and became a legendary story about the difference between dedication and self-indulgence. This is not a story about acting or movies or even about ego. This is about respect, professionalism, and understanding that your process doesn't matter if it wastes everyone else's time. In 1992, method acting was treated with reverence in Hollywood. Actors who lived in character were considered serious artists. Those who demanded special accommodations for their process were seen as dedicated professionals. Studios and directors tolerated extreme behavior because the mythology said great performances required great sacrifice. Daniel Day-Lewis stayed in character for Morms. Robert De Niro gained 60 pounds for Raging Bull. This wasn't just accepted, it was celebrated. The more difficult an actor was, the more seriously their craft was taken. This created a culture where self-indulgence could hide behind artistic justification. Clint Eastwood's sets operated differently. He valued efficiency, preparation, and respect for everyone's time. Crew members working 12-hour days deserved a director and cast who showed up ready to work. Clint's reputation was built on coming in under budget and ahead of schedule, not through cutting corners, but through professional discipline. His sets started on time. Actors knew their lines. Equipment was ready. No drama, no delays, no tolerance for anything that wasted time or money. This approach made him one of the most successful directors in Hollywood. When casting A Perfect World, Clint needed a supporting actor for a role that would appear in several key scenes. The character was a prison guard, older, cynical, world-weary. The agent for an actor we'll call Marcus Hendricks pushed hard for his client. Hendricks was in his early 40s, had done respected theater work, was known for his serious approach to craft. He'd studied with famous acting teachers, had strong opinions about method and technique, considered himself an artist first and an employee second. Clint's casting director had reservations. He's talented, but he has a reputation. Very method, very particular about his process. How particular? Clint asked. He needs significant preparation time, doesn't break character between takes, that kind of thing. Clint considered this. If he can do the work and not slow us down, I don't care about his process, but we run a tight schedule here. Hendricks was calm. He arrived in Austin a week before his scenes, attended production meetings, seemed professional. Then his first shooting day arrived. Call time was 6:00 a.m. for a scene requiring the morning light. The location was 40 minutes from base camp. The crew loaded equipment at 4:30 a.m. to be ready on time. Kevin Costner was in makeup at 5 a.m. Clint arrived at 5:45 a.m. to review the setup. At 6:00 a.m., everyone was ready except Marcus Hendricks. His trailer door was closed. At 6:30 a.m., the first AD knocked. "Marcus, we're ready for you." "I'm preparing," came the reply. "I need time." "How much time?" 6 hours. The AD thought he'd misheard. 6 hours. "My process requires deep internal work before I can access the character's emotional truth. I need to meditate, to center myself, to find the guard's inner life. This can't be rushed." The AD reported to Clint. "He says he needs 6 hours. Clint's expression didn't change. Did he know his call time? Yes. It's been on the schedule for 2 weeks. Then he had time to prepare before arriving. We're shooting around him. Moved to scene. The crew scrambled to set up a different scene, losing the perfect morning light they'd specifically scheduled for Hendrix's work. By the time Hendrix emerged at noon, they'd moved on. His scene was rescheduled for the next day. That evening, Clint's producer approached him. Marcus's agent called. Wants to ensure we understand his client's process. Says 6 hours preparation is standard for him on any role. Then he should arrive 6 hours before call time, Clint said. Let's see if tomorrow goes better. Day 2, same location, same 6 a.m. call time. The entire production knew to be ready, because this was Hendrix's rescheduled scene. Equipment set. Cast ready. Lights positioned. 6 a.m. Hendrix's trailer door was closed. 6:15 a.m. Still closed. At 6:30 a.m., the AD knocked with less patience. Marcus, we lost yesterday's light. We need to shoot this scene now. I explained my process. Hendrix replied through the door. I require 6 hours of preparation. The character needs to be accessed properly. This is serious work, not television. We have 150 people waiting, the AD said. Then they're learning patience, Hendrix replied. Great art requires sacrifice. Crew members were getting visibly frustrated. This was day 2 of the same problem. They'd woken at 4 a.m., driven to a remote location, set up complicated equipment, all to wait for one actor who decided his meditation was more important than everyone else's time. Clint made the same call. We're not waiting 6 hours. Shoot scene 22. They worked around Hendrix again. Kevin Costner, watching this unfold, approached Clint. This isn't sustainable. We can't lose 6 hours every day he's scheduled. I know, Clint said quietly. One more day. Day 3. The scene they needed to shoot with Hendrix couldn't be postponed again. It was crucial to the story, required specific location work, and had been scheduled for weeks. Everyone knew the stakes. If Hendrix pulled the same stunt, the entire production would be impacted. 6 a.m. call time. At 5:45 a.m., Hendrix's trailer door was already closed. A production assistant reported that Hendrix had placed a "Do Not Disturb Artist at Work" sign on his door at 5:30 a.m. The crew groaned. This was happening again. At 6 a.m., they were ready to shoot. No Hendrix. 6:30 a.m. 7. The Texas sun was getting higher. The light they needed was disappearing, and 150 people stood idle while one actor prepared. At 8 a.m., Clint stood up from his director's chair. Everyone on set noticed. Clint walking somewhere with purpose meant something significant was about to happen. He crossed the dusty ground to Hendrix's trailer and knocked hard. 3 sharp raps that echoed across the quiet set. A long moment passed. Then Hendrix opened the door. He was wearing loose meditation clothes. Incense smoke drifted out. Candles were burning inside. Books about method acting were scattered around. He looked annoyed at being interrupted. "We're ready for you," Clint said quietly. "I'm preparing," Hendrix replied. "My process requires accessing deep emotional memories. I need to—" "What time was your call?" Clint interrupted. 6. "But artistic process can't be confined to—" "It's 8. You're 2 hours late. 3rd day in a row. 150 people have been waiting." "Miss Eastwood," Hendrix said, launching into what was clearly a prepared speech about art and craft. "I understand the pressure of production schedules, but what we're doing here is creating art, not manufacturing widgets. My training, my method, requires that I access the character from the inside out. That process takes time. Real acting, serious acting, can't be rushed because someone decided it should happen at 6 a.m. I need 6 hours minimum to properly park." Clint said, cutting through the monologue. Hendricks stopped. "Excuse me, Park. Get off set." 4 words, delivered in that quiet rasp. Final. Absolute. "You can't fire me," Hendricks said, his prepared speech forgotten. "We're 3 days into shooting. You need me for—" "No," Clint said simply. "We need someone professional, someone who respects other people's time. That's not you. You have 30 minutes. There's a van waiting to take you to the airport." The crew had gone completely silent. 150 people watching this unfold. Hendricks looked around, perhaps expecting support, someone to intervene, someone to defend his artistic process. He found none. The crew members who'd been waiting 3 mornings in a row had zero sympathy. "This is insane," Hendricks said. "I'm a serious actor. I'm giving you a performance that you're giving me nothing," Clint said, "except delays and excuses. Your process involves disrespecting everyone here. That's not art. That's selfishness. Pack your things." Hendricks tried one more time. "My agent will." "Your agent can call our production office," Clint said. "But you're done on this set. 30 minutes. Clint turned and walked back to his director's chair. Hendricks stood in his trailer doorway, surrounded by incense smoke and meditation cushions, realizing his career in major Hollywood productions had just ended over 6-hour preparation requirements. Within 25 minutes, Marcus Hendricks had packed his belongings and left the set. The van drove him to Austin Airport. His agent tried to spin it as creative differences, but too many crew members had witnessed what happened. The truth spread through Hollywood in hours. Marcus Hendricks was fired from a Clint Eastwood production for being unprofessionally late while hiding behind artistic process. Clint called his casting director. "We need to replace Hendricks, who was second choice." They contacted the actor, explained the situation, offered him the role. He was on a plane to Austin the next day. By 6 a.m. the following morning, the new actor was in makeup, lines memorized, ready to work. He performed excellently, contributed to the film, and remained professionally respectful throughout production. A Perfect World finished shooting on schedule and under budget. The film was released in 1993 to critical praise. Marcus Hendricks's name appeared nowhere in it. The impact on his career was immediate and permanent. Directors heard the story and passed on him. Studios put him on unofficial difficult actor lists. His agent stopped being able to get him meetings for major roles. Within 2 years, Hendricks was doing small independent films and regional theater. The promising career his agent had built was destroyed by 3 late arrivals and 4 words from Clint Eastwood. Years later, Clint was asked about the incident in an interview about directing. His response was characteristically brief. "Film sets require discipline, not because I'm authoritarian, but because hundreds of people coordinate complex work. When one person decides their process matters more than everyone else's time, they're not an artist, they're just selfish. If you need 6 hours to prepare, arrive 6 hours early. Don't make everyone wait because you think your meditation is more important than their work." The crew members who were there tell more detailed stories about how everyone had been ready 3 mornings in a row, about how they'd lost perfect light, fallen behind schedule, all while Hendricks burned incense in his trailer, about how Clint's firing wasn't angry or dramatic, just matter of fact, about how the entire set felt relief when Hendricks left because finally they could do their jobs without waiting. The story became a cautionary tale in acting schools and on film sets. Pulling a Hendricks became industry shorthand for confusing self-indulgence with artistry. Young actors were told, "Your process is your business until it becomes everyone's problem." Method acting is respected when it produces great work efficiently. It's rejected when it wastes time and shows disrespect. Today, "artistic process can't be rushed" is a phrase you don't want associated with you on any Clint Eastwood set. almost professional set. Because Marcus Hendricks proved that dedication to craft without respect for collaboration isn't art. It's just ego. If this story of professionalism over pretension moved you, subscribe and share it with someone who needs to remember that talent doesn't excuse wasting other people's time, and that real artists respect everyone they work with. Have you ever worked with someone who confused self-importance with dedication? Share your story in the comments.